The company announcing on its blog that it would like to move, at least test move, if you will, into high-speed internet, saying that more broadband is simply better for everybody. But what exactly does this mean? Is Google going to be outside your door laying pipes to your house? Tejpaul Bhatia, CEO of MediaMerx, joining us now. Tej, hopefully you can shed some light on this because the announcement was a little bit fuzzy, and I'm thinking, okay, I got Verizon out there, digging the road up, putting in a fiber optic line. We gonna have a Google van doing the same thing? How's this going to work?
Well, what's interesting is what came out from Google yesterday was simply an announcement that they will be doing an experiment in the space. I don't think you'll be seeing Google trucks anytime soon. And I don't even know if you'll ever see Google trucks. I think the biggest impact of...
Except for their spooky Street View camera.
Oh, yeah, those are a little creepy. But they work. They've caught crime before actually doing that. But no, but seriously, I think the biggest impact of this whole thing is the actual announcement. Right now you have Verizon, Fios, and Time Warner competing for your business. Now you've got them worrying about a third competitor as well, which could change things.
But how does an announcement, if they don't, because they're aiming at, what, up to 500,000 homes,
yeah.
Google is, if they don't have significant penetration, why is that a big deal in terms of pricing, in terms of the speed? Because they're promising, 100 times faster than what most people have today.
Sure. So if it happens and when it happens, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be super fast, super cool, just like broadband was to dial-up. Ultra broadband will be for this. The biggest impact or the ramification is that by making the announcement, it has political ramifications, it has economic ramifications, and it has technology innovation ramifications. Politically, I mean, one way to look at it, some people are saying that Google is saying, hey, if the government's not going to do it with the stimulus money, we will. I don't know if I buy that. I think, again, it could be more of a ploy, maybe towards a net neutrality argument, maybe pushing Comcast and Verizon to do more. From an economic standpoint, just from competition. They're saying, hey, we're going to put out a product that's 100 times better at competitive pricing. That's going to force Verizon and Google to, Verizon, excuse me, and Comcast and Time Warner to really come down on price.
But if I'm a Google, first off, I think private companies should do this, not the government. But if I'm a Google shareholder, I'm going to be a little worried about this plan because Google is an asset-light model. Their website, right? Fiber optic lines are asset-heavy. They're expensive, time-consuming. As Comcast and Verizon have found out, they spend billions putting these lines in.
Yes, and this is why I think it may not. I don't think they may ever actually even lay down fiber, because when in history have you seen a software company or a product company move into infrastructure? Infrastructure is hard, it's capitally intensive. You've seen people move the other way, and for Google to do that, they're going to kill their margins. They're going to really change their business, and I don't know if that's what they're trying to do.
Does anybody have any idea of how much this will cost Google? Because I saw one back-of-the-envelope calculation. I think it was $1 billion, and the responses online were like, how do you know? You don't know. There's no way to tell.
We don't even know what they're going to do, do we?
Yeah. Well, let's make the assumption that they're going to lay fiber.
They are saying they're laying fiber somehow, correct? Yeah. Somehow.
It's expensive. I mean, Comcast, Verizon, Time Warner, they've spent billions. I mean, the amount of fiber that was laid back in the late 90s, and billions and billions of dollars, and the return on that investment is tough. So whether it's Google or someone else, Google might be able to do it a little smarter, but what you have to also think about, Google's in the business of getting more people to go on the internet. Their business model is beautiful. They grow as the internet grows. So they're incentivized to get more people to use the internet more often. So if they do this and they lose money on it, it might actually grow their overall business. So as a shareholder, yeah, I would be a little concerned.
I'd be a lot concerned. I mean, Verizon, what is it, $1,200 a person, whatever, to lay fiber, but they're going to make it up if you use their Fios TV service, right, or Comcast. They're going to charge you a monthly. It's a cash flow business.
Yeah.
I mean, Google, listen, they have cash flow, but it comes from advertising revenue. It's not direct. I'm not sure where they're going to get when everybody already has the internet at home.
I think the ISP business...
What's the added value to spend this money if they do it?
It's a fundamentally different business. ISPs and cable companies are in the business of customer acquisition and avoiding churn, retaining customers. Google's in the business of customer acquisition as well, but where the acquisition costs zero, and they make an incredible amount of money on advertising.
Speaking of paid search, because they've never really come up with another business model that really even comes close to paid search, is this a desperate move in some way?
I don't think so. If it were a desperate move, it's not the right move. I mean, there's something also happening at the same time, the Google mobile phone and the Nexus One. If we wanted to dig into this and say they're trying different businesses, I mean, they've got their software business. They've now got their device business, which is the phone. and they're moving into the infrastructure business, if they actually are. If it's more than just an announcement and experiment, they've almost got the whole stack. You put YouTube in there, they've got content as well. So, I mean, maybe it's a global domination type play, but they're pretty close anyway.
Antitrust.
Don't be evil.
Just be big.
Thank you.
Tejpaul Bhatia of MediaMerx. Thank you, Tej.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Tej.